The government of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, above all nations. It shall be above all the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Right, and many people shall go and say, "Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord's house." Okay, the government of the Lord's house, the governing body, Jerusalem, if you will. All right, to the house of the Lord of Jacob, and he shall teach us of his ways. Because when they see us in the form that the Lord's gonna give us, okay, when they see that, oh man, okay, they're gonna say that's the standard. That's what, because ultimately you've only got a handful of actual natural born true leaders upon the face of the earth. And that's the elect men of the Most High. Now you got people that want to be leaders by way of their pride, by way of their ignorance, by way of their own folly. Esau comes to mind. Okay, you go to these different nations. You got rulers of a certain level of degree, but I'm talking about complete establishment of a rule upon the face of the earth. You only got a handful. You only got a remnant, a handful of individuals that the Most High has actually created for that. Okay. So what that leaves over is the rest of the people, okay? Or as I like to call them, sheep, okay? Because sheep follow, man. They follow a certain leader or a certain pack. That's why you have a sheepdog, okay? They follow that sheepdog, and they do what that sheepdog gets them to do, man. Okay, or they follow the shepherd, okay? And who was our shepherd? Yahweh Shai. So when Yahweh Shai established the way of doing things, going out here, preaching this word, teaching this word, telling Jake that it's supposed to get right, okay? When we followed that route, we put ourselves into a position of being shepherds ourselves, man. So now we are in this position of shepherding the people, okay? You go to where the rest of the people or the rest of the heathens, they're gonna say, look, that's the way, that's the standard, okay? That's the standard that we have to assimilate for our own riches to be as richly or as close as we can possibly get to that. That's why you go to where we put it into layman's terms right now. And you go to the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, you get into finding out that all of these different nations, they see Esau's way of doing things, okay, the monetary system, okay, central banking. They see all of that, okay, suits and ties. They see that, and they see that as the way to assimilate, man. That's why you go out there into China, into Japan. They've thrown off into the Arab world. They've thrown off their so-called traditional clothing, and they put on the clothing of the so-called white man, because that's held as the standard within this society. Okay, when the Most High establishes his mountain upon the top of the mountains, when he establishes that. That's gonna be the standard. That's what's gonna be seen as this is how we're gonna conduct ourselves. And these nations are gonna flow to it because they're gonna see us. Oh, they're amassing all types of wealth. But hold on a minute, they ain't messing up the earth. They ain't what you call it, deforestation. Okay, the whole earth is at rest, but they still got complete rulership. Now that's gonna be the way to follow, and that's how these nations is gonna see us, man. Because you're gonna have a rule that's in righteousness, but it's still a rule where you have people subjugated to you. They're going to see that as the greatest thing that they've ever seen in their entire life. And that's because the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to be dwelling within us. In fact, the scripture says we ain't going to need the sun, no moon, figuratively speaking, because you're going to have it where this light of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to be upon us all the time, man. Okay, let's carry on with the scriptures now. Okay, so Isaiah 2 and 3. And many of the people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Most High, Yahweh, right? The power of Jacob, and he shall teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his path. Because what they going to be doing? The Most High is going to have it to where the curses that are upon us is going to be afflicted upon the heathens, okay? Curse is going to coexist somewhere. It's a power, it's an entity, it's a being, it breathes, it lives, and it has to have a host for it to live. Okay, right now those curses are upon us. Okay, now it's going to exist amidst those nations, and they're going to exist because they are going to have, if we're in rulership, then the standard is going to be what? Follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and those curses ain't going to mess you up, but they're going to be inert with them. They ain't going to exist within us. We're going to be perfected. Okay? So they're going to exist amidst those different heathen nations. Right now, you go to where Moab can do whatever he wants. Right? Ishmael can do whatever he wants. And there's no, for all intents and purposes, there's no judgment of that. Okay? But now you go to where now when they're gonna go up within the kingdom, ultimately they're gonna be destroyed within this kingdom. Okay, let's not, people will take that, chop that, and make a video out of it. All the heathens don't get punished. Of course, the heathens get punished. Okay, the point I'm making now is they're gonna have the curses to go with that too, man. When we get into the kingdom. In fact, the scripture says that within the book of Deuteronomy, going to prove the duality of the scriptures, like I said earlier, how that when you read the book of Deuteronomy, you're not just reading about the history of Israel and they got the law and that's it. You was reading prophecy, future prophecy, and future prophecy, man. You seeing so many things within that scripture. Hey, y'all about seeing outside is beautiful, man. Beautiful. Okay. Let's carry on with this now. And so, where are we? Okay, so, and in his, okay, so he shall teach us of his ways, because they ain't trying to get jacked up, okay? And we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, okay? Out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the people, among the nations, and he shall rebuke people.
Picture.
Hey, what's up, man?
Right.
Where you from? Poland? Yashimas.
Oh, good lad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You're the Jakes, man. You're probably Jakes, this dude, man. Israelites. Hey, that goes. Hey, you go Jakes all over the place, man. They're probably Israelites, some dudes, man. Okay. But we had a minor problem of a language barrier. But see, the Most High is gonna fix that. The Most High is gonna fix that. See, hey. So here it is. The scripture says that what? The scripture says that what? The Most High was gonna have it to where we're gonna have it to where the languages or these different nations is gonna come upon us, man. Okay. So you read the book of Acts, the Spirit of the Most High descended as a dove upon them, and they started speaking in different tongues. What the hell was they speaking in different tongues, Baloo? They were speaking in them different tongues, so those Israelites that were dispersed amidst those different nations, you can speak and you can go over that language barrier, just like how we just experienced right now. You had a particular problem of a language barrier to where this truth wasn't. Now, obviously, you got it to where ultimately this truth is gonna go out for the four corners of the earth. So, regardless of that language barrier, that problem is gonna be fixed. It's gonna be fixed. It's just gonna be fixed. Okay, right? But see, you had a thing of a language barrier for all those Israelites that look like Edomites, but their spirit was of the most. Their spirit was the spirit of the 12 tribes of Israel. So the Most High had it to where, okay, you're gonna speak in these languages, you're gonna speak to these people, and you're gonna teach them, because ultimately they just Israelites that were dealing amidst those different nations, man. But now I'm gonna bring them back. See, guys, are simple. Them dudes out there, them scoffers is simple, man. Ultimately, there's some simple dudes, man. Okay, but let's get back onto this. The 4th verse of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. So he shall come and he shall judge among people. He shall rebuke many people, and he shall beat, and they shall beat. And this is the point I was making here. Okay, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks, and they shall not lift up sword again, and neither shall they learn war anymore. Okay. So you ain't gonna have it to where nations are learning of atomic, spin atoms, so they can fucking radiate the whole earth and fuck up the whole world that they're living in. They're gonna be right, man. Okay, they're gonna be all right. There was gonna be no need of war, because our kingdom was gonna be established for an eternity. Okay, it was gonna be an everlasting kingdom. Okay, see what the 6th verse says. 5th verse, it says, O house of Jacob, come ye, let us walk in the light of Yahweh. Okay, therefore thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted. That's all I wanted from that. Okay, so we're gonna carry on now with the book of Romans, the 9th chapter that I was holding. Okay, and fortify some of the points that I've made there. Okay. So Romans the 9th chapter. And this is now in the read the 4th verse again, okay? Romans 9 and 4. Okay, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. We read about that. Okay. The glory. Now we've just read about the glory of the kingdom. Okay, management resources, managing wealth, okay, having the whole earth in subjection. We read about that. Okay, and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, so let's read about the giving of the law. This is in the book of Psalms, the 147th chapter and the 19th verse. Okay, so whom, okay, was the law given? Was it given to everybody? Is everybody going to just be able to pick up the law and they're going to be all right? No, they ain't going to be all right. It was only given to one group of people. Now, when we are set up as rulers, what conduct are we going to be giving? We're going to be using Esau's constitutional law, okay? Are we going to be setting up Esau's judicial system? Are we going to be setting up a judicial system, okay, predicated on the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, man? Not predicated completely on the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. It's going to be a biblical law, man. That's what people are going to be following, man. Okay, they're going to be following the scriptures as a means of living, existing, okay, of being. They're going to be about the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, man. That's why we read what we read within the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. But who did he give that law to? Therefore, who was going to administer that law? Okay? The book of Psalms 137 chapter 19 verse. It says, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgment, they have not known them. Okay? So when you see an individual trying to get into this word and he's trying to follow the last statutes, commandments of the Most High, the heathens, this ain't the time for them to be doing that. Okay? This ain't the time for them to be doing that. They're going to be destroyed within this society, man. Because they're completely wicked. So you ain't going to have it to where the wicked is going to be following, okay, what's up, man? Where you from? Arab world? Okay, what do you think about America being all up in your country? It's wrong, right? It's wrong, right? Okay. What's going to happen in World War III, right? So, this is the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. I think I want to be in about the 10th verse or something like that. Ah, yeah, there we go. So when you got an individual, okay, trying to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High in the most wickedest, most heinous society ever, that's because they within their spirit. Oh, I gotta go to this before I go there. Okay, Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel. Okay, the 9th chapter. Okay, Ezekiel 9. Bear with me. Okay, Ezekiel 9 and 4. It says, And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set up, I was at the what? Do I forget the exact word there? Set a mark of exemption. Okay, not the same mark as the book of Revelation, okay, which is an incision, okay, but rather set up a mark of exemption from what? Exemption from the ICBM nuclear missile. Exemption from when that judgment, that death angel comes. It says, okay, that individual is exempt from judgment, and we'll move on to the next individual. Okay, set up a mark of exemption upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So why would you have individuals within this kingdom sighing and crying? Because there's wickedness all around. There's abomination left, right, and center. Okay. Now, what is it within the individual spirit that's going to have it to where they're going to be thinking, look, this kingdom is abominable, man. I got to do something to make it to where I am okay when the judgment comes. That's going to be a spirit of Israelites. You see, all of these scriptures link up, man. Okay, they all link up, man. It's all intertwined, okay? It's all cohesive, okay? It's all coherent, okay? You got it to where individuals going to be out here within the society sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst of. That person is going to be Israelite, because something within their spirit from generation to generation to generation to generation sees that the society that they're living in right now is wrong, is wicked. That's going to be an Israelite, man. Okay, so read that again. And the Lord said unto me, Go through the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem. Oh, good intent. Okay. Right, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of. In other words, they have sincere intent. Okay, right? That's why they're sighing and crying, because they have a sincere intent, man. Okay, right? For all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, right? And go into the others and said, go through the midst of the city. Hey, what's up? I'm reading the Bible.
Oh, sorry, son.
I know that's fine. It's fine. If I didn't want you to come and ask questions, if I didn't want you to ask questions, I'll be at home. You know, I'm out here. You know, we're preaching about the downfall of your society. That's what I'm doing. You know. Anyways, let's get back onto the scriptures, okay? Let's carry on. So this is right. So we read Ezekiel the 9th chapter on the 4th verse. Now this is Daniel the 12th chapter and the 10th verse. It says, "Many shall be purified." How is they going to be purified? By way of catching hell. Okay. The scripture says within the book of Zechariah the 2nd chapter, how that when that judgment comes upon you, when that hell comes upon you, that hell purifies you. Okay, it makes you liken unto gold, because we know that through the scriptures that gold is tried within the fire, within the furnace, man. Okay, an acceptable man within the furnace of adversity. Okay, so when you got this hell coming upon you, that was going to be purifying you. That's why brothers going through the situation that you're going through, because right now we're at that period of time where the Most High is magnifying that word. Okay, now if you're an individual that's just big-headed, you was going to be magnifying the word to the intent that the Most High establishes His kingdom. You was going to be magnifying the word to the intent that you be established and your house be eternal. And that's contrary to what the Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants. Okay? So now when you go to where an individual is humbled by where the adversities that they're going through, therefore purified by where the adversities they were going to be going through, they was going to be of the right mind, okay, of the right intent, all right, with this word, right, to the end that the Yahweh Shem Yahushai was going to use this vessel to set up His kingdom, and not this vessel set up His own establishment, which is what you go out there with individuals like Nathaniel 7, okay, General Yohana, etc., 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 on down the line. Because these are individuals, these are geezers right here, okay, that they don't move to the intent of their own, to the intent on the establishment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's kingdom. They move to the intent that the Most High establishes them, okay. They're not in the spirit, so you can understand. They're in the spirit of Satan, okay? They're in the spirit of self gain, okay? Lusts, sensual, okay? Let's carry on with the scriptures, man. Daniel 12 and 10, okay? Daniel 12 and 10, it says, "Many shall be purified, and many shall be made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly." Okay, so the wicked, you're thinking about the sons of the Most High, the sons of the wicked, okay, and the sons of men. Well, the sons of the wicked and the sons of men is going to do what the sons of men and the sons of the wicked do, okay? They're going to do wickedly, okay? But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, man. So they wasn't even going to be in the magnitude, they wasn't even going to be on a stratosphere of sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done there. They wasn't even going to understand, okay, which is a higher level of thinking. So if you understand, so if you have a tier, right, a ranking, right, of levels, you got it to where you understand, and therefore you was gonna do what? You was gonna sigh and cry, okay? Now you got to where brothers that are coming from all walks of life, they're not only understanding, but they're not only sighing and crying, they get into levels of understanding. Well, the scripture says the wicked ain't ever going to understand. So those people have to be Israelites, man. So these scriptures are simple, Baloo. These scriptures is simple. Okay? You right there, man? You right? Hey. Getting back to the scriptures. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay, and the wisdom and understanding only pertains to the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Of which the principal wisdom is the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High, and we know that the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High from the book of Psalms, 147th chapter and the 19th verse, only pertain to the Israelites, man. This shit is simple, man. It's just simple, man. It's just simple. Okay, so let's go back now to the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. Okay. Okay, Romans, the 9th chapter. And now we're at the read the 4th verse again to see if there's any other little intricate details we can touch into there. And then I'll go to the scripture I said I was gonna go into. I was gonna go to the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter, and we see whatever comes out of that. Okay. So Romans, the 9th chapter, on the 4th verse, it says, "We are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption." Okay, we read about that. The glory, we read about that. The covenants, we read about the covenants. Okay, all right. It says the covenants and the giving of the law. Now we read about the giving of the law too. Okay. Hey, what's up, man? You okay?
Yeah, just having chill, man.
Yeah. Okay. Do you believe in the Bible?
Nah,
You don't believe in the Bible? Okay, man. All right. So it says that the covenants and the giving of the law. So we read about the giving of the law within the book of Psalms 147 chapter on the 19th verse. How that the law only pertains to the Israelites. And we read within the book of Daniel, the 10th chapter, Daniel was it, the 12th chapter on the 10th verse, how that the wicked wasn't going to understand. So you wasn't going to have it to where a Jake that dispersed amidst Moab, but dispersed amidst the Edomites, dispersed amidst whatever nation, was just going to come into the fold and they was going to completely understand this truth. Now you might have it to where agents come up into that. But I'll pose one other intricacy to you. How do you here it is, that individual may look like Esau, okay, that's one. That individual will infiltrate a GMS camp, okay? Alright, they're gonna infiltrate, they're gonna get up in rank or whatever. It was a bad looking mob by it. Okay, they're gonna infiltrate and they was gonna get up into some sort of position and whatever they're gonna do. But what say you that person is still an Israelite? Okay? Because the Mosai did that back in the past. You had it to where the Mosai would have had it to where certain things like that could have paid out within the past, man. Okay? That sounds like something that the Mosai would do. Okay, just to bug people out. Here it is, the dude's an Israelite. He looks like an Edomite. He infiltrated, quote unquote, because they said really you can't infiltrate this thing. You can't, this is not a thing you understand the scriptures. This is a spiritual thing, man. That's why we can see certain guys, now that guy ain't up on level, he ain't up on game. Kick that guy out, man. Okay, we can see these different things. We can see these characteristics, man. Hey, you can't falsify catching hell. Now that's the burden that comes with the understanding of this truth. That's why we read what we read in the book of Revelation, Daniel, the 12th chapter on the 10th verse, how that basically the righteous, okay, was going to be purified. You can't assimilate catching hell. So you see a certain guy that looks like an Edomite, he's got all types of wealth, he infiltrates the